Oh no, I'm just down the road on a campsite. But it's not just any old caravan. These are très chic maisons mobiles avec all mod cons. In Italy, Dale Winton goes all nautical on Lake Como and says, "Hello, Taylor," in Milan. And Heather Mills enjoys winter sports in Canada. Oh, put some clothes on, girl, it's 15 degrees below. Travel with us on Wish You Were Here.
This is the story of my Italian holiday in Milan and Lake Como. A kind of tale of two cities. Or should that be a dale of two cities? Puccini, Da Vinci, Botticelli, Armani. You know, those lovely people at Wish You Were Here must be absolutely balmy. They send me, a confirmed shopaholic, to Milan, the fashion capital of the world. Here in the Monte Napoleone district, there are dozens of designer clothes shops, and they can all be summed up in one word: expensive. A word of warning, though, you come into a shop like this, you've got to look the part. Because if you don't, they won't even bother to try and sell you anything. Worth remembering, Italians spend a greater proportion of their income on clothes than any other European, so dress to impress. Ah, buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
How much is it?
120.
1,000?
1,000.
Beauty's where you find it.
Oh. It's lovely, but it'll never wash well.
Beauty's where you find it.
After all that retail therapy, I need a coffee. Ah, buongiorno. Could I have a coffee, please?
Espresso, cappuccino, macchiato, iced coffee, American coffee, caffè americano.
Multiple choice when you're here. Macchiato, please. I have a passion for coffee, and the Milanese are so civilized about it, so stylish. Just being here makes me feel as sophisticated as they are. Developed in the 19th century purely for low-rent housing, Brera is now one of the up-and-coming areas of Milan. Alternative to the glossy shops you'll find elsewhere, you can shop by day and drink coffee and eat by night. It's worth a look. The lottery is huge in Italy, so when in Milan, prego, quanto lira for the lotteria?
Costs the same as it does in England, Doc.
I don't think he's from around here. In the Galleria, one of the oldest shopping malls in the world, incidentally, is a mosaic featuring a bull. Tradition has it that if you dance on a certain part of the bull's anatomy, it will guarantee fertility, though not presumably for the bull. Now, you have to see the view from the cathedral. They won't let the camera crew up there, so it's me and the home video, and hope for the best. The Milanese are very proud of this cathedral, and I'm not surprised. It's one of the 3 largest in Europe. It's also got over 3,000 pinnacles and a wonderful view. But look at that. But my stay in Milan was coming to an end. My passport, where's my passport? This wouldn't happen to Anthea because she's organised. She told me to put everything in the safe. I've got the passport at the station. Where's the station? The station's there. Put that camera down and help me pack. What do you mean I've got more luggage than Anthea? Well, I didn't need my passport at all, of course, because I was still in Italy. This is Lake Como, sometimes called the Milanese Riviera. It really is incredible to think that only half an hour ago I was in the hustle and bustle of Milan. And look what I've come to. Beautiful. Well, I really wanted to mooch around the shops, but I've chosen siesta time, where everything's closed. So I'll have to do what the grown-ups do, check out the culture. This is Como's cathedral. Do you know it took nearly 300 years to build? Yeah, you see, the builders here have longer tea breaks than they even do in England. That fellow up there is Alessandro Volta, the man who invented the battery and Como's most famous citizen. Just think, without him, how do we power our appliances? The only way to get around Lake Como is by boat, but that isn't always as straightforward as it sounds. And how much is a ticket, please, for a one-day pass?
Volere ticket?
Yes, how much is a ticket?
Sono, va bene sempre.
No, I think he's giving me a recipe now.
Adesso io andare a
Doing hand
mangiare.
movements with the hips now.
Mangiare.
Oh, to eat?
Sì.
No, I'm afraid I've lost the will to live, let alone eat at the moment.
Poi telefonare a casa, moglie.
I think he's going to call for help.
Figli, bambini piccoli.
Bambini?
Sì.
I don't think he's very well.
Giocare con piccoli, no? Tirati, dai. Dai.
I'll
Buono?
telephone for help.
Tutto buono?
Yes.
Tutto buono.
Right, I think we're to leave him alone. Well, I've got my ticket. Goodness knows where he's dispatching me to. I may never see dry land ever again.
No, non como.
Oh, no.
No como.
No Como?
No Como.
No Como. Oh, let me get on. Please let me get on.
No, è Bellagio questo.
Yes, but I'm getting on and I'm getting off again. I am, I promise.
Hey.
I can't wait to get out of here. From the moment I've arrived in Lake Como, everybody's been talking about Villa Carlotta, which is a local cultural point of interest, and it's absolutely beautiful. The statues inside, the works of art, the beautiful gardens, and the view of the lake. But the villa itself. Now, he's a bit of a worry, but I bet he was popular in his day. Well, I've missed my water taxi. Yeah, there'll be another one along in a minute. At the end of the day, look at this. Who cares? Well, I have had the most fabulous trip. I've seen the most wonderful sights. I've shopped till I drop. But the one thing I haven't gone home with is the one item I would like to have bought. It's that one over there. Well, maybe one day. But I will be back. Two nights at the Excelsior Gallia in Milan and 5 nights at the Grand Imperiale in Lake Como cost them £598 per person based on 2 sharing, including flights and transfers. And that's with Italian escapades.
This week's Travel Brief Guide goes on safari in Kenya, the ideal place to combine the world's greatest concentration of wildlife with tropical beaches fringing the Indian Ocean. You're most likely to see the Big Five in the Masai Mara, but popular 2-center holidays combine Tsavo with the Mombasa coast because it's closer. The best time for game drives is at dawn or dusk, but always avoid the rainy season when you're less likely to see the animals. Don't forget to have your jabs. Start taking your malaria tablets before you go, but first always check with your doctor. In tourist areas, Kenya is generally safe, but you should take special care in Nairobi and Mombasa. When you're budgeting, make allowances for exciting excursions like hot air balloon safaris. And did you know that the hippo is a hazard to humans, but not to its fellow animals? It's a vegetarian. We all know France's Channel coast and, of course, the Mediterranean, but we're not quite so familiar with the country's 3rd coastline, the Atlantic, particularly that bit right down near Spain. Well, this is the famous beach of Biarritz with its casinos, its swanky hotels, and it's still one of the most fashionable resorts in the whole of France. British royalty in the past stayed here, but of course if you want to stay in a place like this, it can cost quite a lot of money, but you can enjoy everything for an nth of the price if you stay at the campsite down the road. So this is going to be my home for the next few days. The accommodation here comprises of a mixture of tents, caravans and these mobile homes. According to the brochure, it's a huge site with a lot going for it. Bars, restaurants, discos, shops, a laundrette and most importantly, reps on 24-hour call to look after us. Now, you'll never hear those words, "I'm bored, I've got nothing to do, just come with me." Well, you could introduce yourself to the pets. The donkey apparently wakes everybody up at 7:30 in the morning. You could go fishing. The pond is well stocked, it's got carp. You could hire yourself a bike, and don't bother sticking loads of toys in the car because the children have got a big toy box with just about everything in it. There are several tennis courts and golf. Crazy golf, that is. And where are you all going dressed like that? There's two swimming pools. There's this one that's got slides and chutes and plenty of places to sit out in the sun. And there's also another one that's indoor, and that's heated. You can play table tennis or the French national sport boule. And this wall is for the Basque game of pelote. Now, I went to see a match being played in one of the local villages. It's quite a Sunday morning pursuit. It's a bit of a funny one. It comes somewhere between tennis and squash, and the rules are about as complicated as cricket. Something like that. Ah! Oh, I can't. After the break, I do a Dale Winton and go on a supermarket sweep. And it's mountains and massage for Heather Mills in Canada. Well, this looks very Swiss, doesn't it? In actual fact, we've come just over the border now and we're in Spain. And it's a village called Col du Bardin. It's very popular with our campers because they come here to stock up on food, cheap booze, which the place is famous for, and little souvenirs, and also to look at this magnificent view. It's actually quite exciting going out and buying some food and cooking yourself a local dish. The one I'm going to have a go at is the famous Basque omelette. They call it piperade. Merci. Something else you must remember is that campsites don't tend to provide things like sheets, tea towels and towels, so you'll have to bring your own. Stuff like toilet paper and washing up liquid and things like that, of course, you can get at the supermarkets, but they do explain all this in their travel pack. To be perfectly truthful, I wasn't really looking forward to this report because my idea of camping might be yours. It's all chemical toilets, cow pats and not getting a proper wash. But I am absolutely amazed at what's on offer on this camp. Even if you're in one of the tents, it's not real camping. And for people who are in these mobile homes, it's just amazing because you've got a complete sitting area here, you've got plenty of room to do your cooking, you've got two extremely good bedrooms, you've got a bathroom which has got its own shower and a toilet, and outside you've even got your own little barbecue and garden furniture. Well, that looks all right to me. Okay, boys, who's first? They were only joking, they ate the lot. And while my fellow campers were wine tasting, a good time to canvass a few opinions.
We choose this type of holiday because it gives us lots of flexibility. We're not tied to meal times in hotels. There's plenty for the children to do, so we can get rid of the children for a while and have a rest or read a book. They're quite secure on the campsite, so we feel secure leaving them here.
I'd still go in a tent because I like the really relaxed outdoor atmosphere of it, really. I think you don't actually sit in the tent, that's the whole thing. And early in the morning you get straight out and use your patio set just to sort of sit and have breakfast, and we spend the evening out talking to friends till late in the evening.
Well, there's just so much to do. In the day you've got the pool and sunbathing, and there's a beach and there's the mountains. And then in the evening you've got the bar and you just all hang around together and make loads of friends. It's great.
Now this is Louise. She comes from Leicester and she's come here with Mum, Dad and little brother, and we're going to have a look around your tent. So after you.
Got the grill and the cooker and got the
teapot and kettle, yeah.
And got more cupboards.
Oh, so there's lots of storage space. And you've brought all those things with you, or did you get them at the shop?
Brought them with us.
Yeah.
And cutlery and things.
Forks and cutlery and everything in there.
Yeah, and the fridge. Fridge, freezer.
What about this here?
Yeah, we brought that with us.
All right. That's a tip if you're going to go camping. Right, and the sleeping arrangements. You have to be very intimate, don't you, to camp?
There's 5 beds. That one's my bed, my brother's.
Because you don't always want to sleep with your brother, do you? No. How old is he?
5.
Oh, you definitely don't want to sleep with him. Now, even if you can't afford the upmarket shops in Biarritz, it's worth going to for the beach in the daytime and a bit of people watching at night. Luckily, while I was there was a festival going on and the fireworks just lit up the town. 14 nights at Camping Le Rousseau in Biarritz cost from £481 for a family of 2 adults and up to 4 children, including mobile home, accommodation and return Dover-Calais ferry crossings. And that's with Key Camp Holidays.
I really wish that I was in Africa, specifically South Africa, because there a photographer can find almost anything he wants. And there are all sorts of other wonderful things, from Table Mountain to wineries to great beaches. All in all, I wish I was there.
When I heard a skiing holiday described as all-inclusive, my first thought was, is it inclusive enough to include me? Because I do have 1 or 2 special requirements. I went to Canada to find out. At the centre of the Jasper National Park in the Canadian Rockies lies the Marmot Basin, over 1,000 acres of magnificent downhill skiing. 4 years ago, I lost my leg in a road accident. They said I'd never ski again. Well, here I am, defying them all. This is my first time in Canada, and by the looks of it, down here, the piste looks pretty empty, but this snow is absolute powder. It's beautiful.
I'm sinking deep, I'm going under that sugar-coated iceberg taste.
As you can see, I've got quite used to it now, but strange things can happen to one-legged skiers. I remember the last time I was on one of these, absolutely identical. It had no support for my skis. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, it's a lovely day, my left leg's feeling really light, and before I know it, I look down, and my leg's just flown down the mountain. And he's heading towards his snowboard, and he's going, oh my God! And I'm going, it's all right, it hasn't just happened, there's no blood. Brian, who does PR for Marmot Basin, gave me a guided tour.
We've got 52 runs in total here at Marmot Basin.
Do you always have such good snow?
Yeah, usually we have great snow here. All of our snow is natural, and we have no man-made snow here, and that sure is nice to ski on.
There are 2-day lodges at the ski centre, and outside one of them I heard a familiar accent. Oh, you two are not Jordans, are you?
Yes, we are, yes.
What are you doing all the way over here?
What does it look like?
The Geordies always complain they've got no money.
Well, we certainly won't after this holiday.
You think it's expensive?
No, it's not actually. It's much cheaper than Europe. The snow is just brilliant.
Even with the temperatures being so cold?
Yeah, it depends what you're looking for. Some people prefer the spring snow and the higher temperatures. We prefer good snow.
This is the town of Jasper. It's absolutely freezing. There doesn't seem much to do around here. It's a real Hicksville town. Apart from a load of bars and restaurants and the odd ski shop here and there, I wouldn't rate it much. My hotel, the Jasper Park Lodge, may be half an hour from the slopes by free bus, but it is all-inclusive, which turns out to mean everything except hire of ski equipment. Oh, God, that's better. By this stage, you'd be down to get your boots off. Well, I'm down to get my leg off, so to speak. This is my room. It's lovely and cosy. It'd be for a family of 4 sharing. And if the weather was really bad, you could watch the telly, which is over here. Got some instant movies, which is quite handy. Through the corridor over there is the loo, which is a bit low, especially if you've got a disability, but they do have fully equipped rooms as well. Now, I have to get my leg off, so if you can please make a rapid exit, I'll see you later. Fancy a dip? Oh, it might be -15 out there, but it's warm as toast in here. If you think you haven't worked your muscles out enough on the slopes, And you can always come down here and finish them off. If you want to relax your muscles, then come down and see Ed for the ultimate in pampering. The great thing about this all-inclusive is that you can choose from 5 restaurants. Tonight I'm having the Western buffet, and I think that was Alberta pork stew with root vegetables, and this is prairie fried chicken. I think I've got enough, don't you? Another thing your all-inclusive price covers is unlimited local drink. So here's your chance to drink a Canada Dry. I'm going to leave the skis behind today and find out what else there is to do around here. There's loads of bumps. Yes, I know, I've never been ice skating before. One thing you mustn't miss is the Milan Canyon Crawl, a 2-hour walk through a spectacular landscape.
This is a very popular spot for ice climbing. You can see by chunks of ice on the ground and whatnot. That's from people using their axes and just breaking chunks away as they're climbing up. Yeah, they've got 2 axes and then 2 sets of crampons on their feet.
Well, I've done a lot today, canyon crawling, skating, and now my horse sleigh ride is my last freebie, but I'm looking forward to head home for my hot chocolate. No, I'm not home yet.
Chocolate for you? Oh, thank you very much. You're welcome.
Well, who wants to be warm anyway? I should cocoa. If you can put up with a long flight and the colder temperatures, you'll have a ball out here in Canada. The snow's outstanding, the pistes are empty, and the canyon crawl made it all worthwhile. Nights at the Jasper Park Lodge cost from £590 per person, including flights. All meals, local drinks, a 6-day ski pass, car hire, and as you saw, some great activities. And that's with Thompson Ski and snowboarding.
Well, that's it from France. I'll see you next week. Or maybe not. On the next Wish You Were Here, Judith Chalmers visits the Caribbean island of Tobago,
where I met up with Pauline Collins and John Alderton. And we've been sampling the delights of a villa.
Hello, girls.
Eat your heart out, Shirley Valentine. Martin Roberts swaps the streets of San Francisco for downtown Los Angeles, but goes the pretty way.
You've just got to come with me to see some of the most spectacular coastal scenery in the whole of America.
And I'll be in a country house in Wiltshire where a special adults-only break provides a